Kotomboj indeed have gone deep into my soul, and they've comforted me. And I'm sure the children themselves will be comforted by your display of solidarity, your good wishes, your caring nature, and your love today.
The Imam Ratib presented cash to the Johnsons as they prepare for the funeral rites of the late bishop, which is slated for the 21st of February 2014. Moments after the Banjul Muslim elders left, members of the Pipeline Mosque Committee also made a similar visit and also presented some money to the family as a way of extending support to the bereaved family. Al-Haji Daudanjai and Al-Haji Abu Ninjai all described the late bishop as a true friend of the mosque committee, recalling that he had attended their annual gamas on different occasions, thus prayed for God's mercy on the departed soul. The Knights of St. Peter's and St. Paul, a Catholic group, were also at hand to express similar sentiments to the family. The group, as in the case of the two Muslim groups that paid their respects earlier in the day, also described the late Bishop Johnson as a true man of God who had dedicated so much of his life calling for unity among all. According to all, the late Bishop Johnson might be gone forever, but his work on earth will forever be remembered. Aissatou Badiane Sarr, Grts.
Staff of departments that report to the Minister of Lands and Regional Government recently expounded on the broad range of policies they intend to implement as part of efforts aimed at ensuring the attainment of set sectoral goals. Modou Badiane was following the presentations and he now reports.
Mandate to monitor and coordinate central government initiatives relating to local governance and ensure their harmonization. The Ministry of Lands and Regional Government has engaged all its 4 line departments in their drive to achieve set goals and targets. This occurred at the Ministry's just concluded retreat at the Rural Development Institute in Mansakonko Lower River Region. The stock-taking convergence also saw the various departments produce and present a blueprint geared towards the improvement of the department and the ministry by extension. In his deliberations, a senior surveyor at the Department of Lands and Surveys, Joseph Gay, cited among other things that his departments improved revenue-generating capacity, while adding that they made significant efforts at resolving land disputes between Birkamanding and Medina Mfali, as well as Choya and Sare Bakari, all in Central River Region, as part of their responsibilities.
We intervene in land disputes because since we are, by act, giving authority for land ownership, then therefore our department looks into land and have a board that sits into it. We also assist regional governors and district authorities, and there is CAP 102. So, in a nutshell, the administration of land has got 2 rules, 2 laws. The first law is CAP 102, that is saying Banjul, Kombo St. Mary, and any area that the minister designates. The other law is saying CAP 102, meaning lands provinces.
For the Department of Physical Planning and Housing, its presentation clearly manifested the department's stance, one of which was to ensure the demolition of buildings in the Greater Banjul area deemed unfit for human habitation. It also addressed the issue of squatting.
This was a layout which was drawn, demarcated and allocated to the Gambians, but unfortunately due to the nature of encroachments, government abandoned it. That's why Salagi was created. So people were relocated to Salagi. There also we have a lot of encroachments. We said now why not we revisit the area, come up the survey of the area, see which areas are not developed, and then we see what we can utilize. As you can see, what activities or amenities can we put there, and then the rest of the land could be given back to the people, because it's a loss to the government. People are just squatting there without paying land use, without paying transfers, without paying development permit and the like.
The Department of Community Development also gave a brief outline of their progress as well as constraints during the year under review.
This past year has been a successful year in terms of policy and operational goals or achievements of the department, which the department sets for itself, although we did this in a very constrained situation, which is inadequate resources. However, The period has been marked by several challenges, especially funding.
The engagement was a highly interactive one, as questions and suggestions were tabled by different participants. These include Minister Koli and the subject matter specialist who served as consultant at the forum.
Local government authorities, are they decentralized enough to become autonomous to do what they're supposed to do? Because they are at the first level of government in terms of service delivery. They are in direct touch with the people. Do they have a viable structure? And so forth. What are the constraints? I would have expected the governance department to have deliberated on that so that we can really come up at the end of the day with meaningful recommendations that will bring about improvement and change. So far, it seems we're deviating. Some of the issues that have been raised here are very important, but they need to be placed in context.
When we go to the provinces, we still have Provincial Land Act. That the authority lies in the hands of the district authorities. Who are the district authorities? We have the chiefs, we have the alkalulu, and we have the governors. And the headship of this country, His Excellency the President, really respect and continue to maintain that respect for our traditional norms.
The presentation of the Directorate of Local Governance was conducted by David Gomez, and like his predecessors, Gomez highlighted gains, constraints, and the way forward as regards his department.
Engage the Ministry of Finance and Economic Affairs, as well as Gambia Revenue Authority, to ensure proper collection and equitable distribution of car park fees. This has been a concern to our councils, and as a parent body, we share the same concerns, and we to take responsibility to ensure that things are not left as they are, but they need and have to be rectified.
And if you could recall in our presentation, we've made mention of structures that are not yet in place and were dictated by law must be in place. And as a result, the Directorate or the Ministry wrote a circular to all the councils to make sure that all structures that are supposed to be in place are in place.
In the Ministry's drive to achieve these set goals and targets, proper monitoring of its line departments may surely play a pivotal role. However, cooperation and capacity building, as highlighted during the conclave, can also be of definite importance in this endeavor. Modou Bajan, GRTS News.
Nutrition and the value chain approach was the focus of a recent skills enhancement effort that targeted 50 farmers. Ominjai has more on the activity jointly organized by the West African Agricultural Productivity Program and Horticulture Technical Services of the Department of Agriculture.
Agricultural Farmer Training Center in the Lower River region, 50 farmers were trained on nutrition and the value chain approach. The capacity enhancement program was organized by the West African Agricultural Productivity Program in collaboration with the Horticulture Technical Services of the Department of Agriculture. Giving an overview of the training, the Deputy Director of Horticulture Technical Services at the Department of Agriculture, Ami Fabure, revealed that the training was part of a 3-year action plan developed by the Department of Agriculture and WAP on gender mainstreaming for enhanced agricultural development. The Deputy Governor of LRR, Abunjai, paid tribute to the President of the Republic, Sheikh Professor Alhaji Dr. Yahya Jammeh, for not only supporting agriculture, but also serving as a role model. Cognizant of post-harvest losses in Gambian agriculture, Deputy Governor Njai considered the value chain approach as an important element of agricultural production. He therefore urged participants to make good use of the knowledge and skills acquired from the training and extend the message to the rest. Declaring the training open, the Director General of the Department of Agriculture, Musa Huma, re-echoed the importance of the training, noting that food safety is equally important as food security. He therefore urged participants not to leave any stone unturned in acquiring as much information and skill from the training as possible. Huma further urged farmers to join the Ministry of Agriculture in its quest to eliminate the importation of food, particularly rice, by 2016. As opined by the head of state, he thanked the World Bank through WAP for its continuous support to Gambian agriculture. Uminjai, GRTS.
At least 40 farmers have completed a training program that exposed them to improve